Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Galactic Jack, and today we are going to touch on the new, the vaunted, the dethroner of the Anvil Carrack, supposedly, the Misc Odyssey. I consider myself an explorer before anything else in Star Citizen. I consider myself a adventurer before anything else in this beautiful project that we all find ourselves knee deep in. The Misc Odyssey, when I first heard about it, I jumped at it. I was giddy. I was excited. You know, I was on the hype train. I was all aboard, right? But I want to say something. I am a Carrack owner, and I will forever be a Carrack owner. I absolutely love the Carrack through and through. Does the Odyssey, I want to get this out the door right. I want to get it out the door right now. Does the Odyssey beat the Carrack? No. I don't care what any other YouTuber says. I don't care what your friends say. I don't care what Reddit says. The Odyssey does not beat the Carrack, but the Carrack does not beat the Odyssey either. Okay? Everybody wants to look at a dethroner to the Carrack. Everybody sees the Carrack as, you know, the top of the food chain, you know, as far as ships right now. It can do everything, right? Supposedly. So everybody looks, when you get to that level of, let me scroll down. I don't want to get you guys frozen. When you get to that level of notoriety, I guess you could say, people want to see you down. They want to see you beat, right? And the Carrack is a great example of that. So without blabbering too much about my thoughts on that, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty details about these two ships, and we're going to look. So it has a cargo hold, 252 SCU of cargo. That's great. Not as much as the Carrack, but it doesn't have to, right? See, a lot of things that a lot of people get confused and they tend to do is compare and contrast, and it's not bad, but when you compare and contrast to the point where does it do this, does it do that, you know, that's where I think you kind of start going off the road anyway. So 252 SCUs of cargo, great. It's a beautiful shot. You can see it loading up multiple Jeeps into, I'm sorry, I had a brain fart on the names of these. I know they're by Tumbril Cyclone. There we go. So they're loading Tumbril Cyclones into the bay area of the cargo area of the ship. And if I remember correctly, it can go into the back over here somewhere. It can drive like through into the back. I'm not sure, but I think so. Judging by the size of these Cyclones to this ship, this thing is going to be massive. It's going to be massive, but I'm sure we already know that. So, weapons. It has a shit ton of size 5 weapons. You got one here with 2 on it. You got another one up here with 2 on it. And you have a rear one in the back. You can see it right here in the upper shot with 2 on it. And it's taking out what looks to be a Cutlass Black. Looks like you got a contingency of, you got a bunch of pirates coming to try to take them out. So, you know, action-packed booms, zooms, etc. The usual. Nice weapons. Better than a Carrack in some ways. I still see some port and starboard blind sides that really, unless they roll, I don't see how they're going to be able to even catch them if they're right there, you know, right here. Not going to be able to hit it if there's nothing to the port and starboard side. So it is lacking in that way, but it has a big ass capital shield, right? It has a big ass capital shield. You're going to need to bring some pain to really even think about scratching the surface of this ship. Okay. What's next? And again, guys, look, I'm not going to do the 2 size 5 shields, 2 size this, 2 size weapons, 3 size. I'm going to be honest. I hate that shit. I like to read it, but I don't like reading off what you guys can read yourself. It's right there. I prefer to give my way in on the ship and what I think about it, you know, possibly theory craft or whatever. So you see a Saber, I think this is, coming out of the hangar bay. That's big. That means that this ship can fit some shit, right? It can fit some stuff. The Odyssey's expansive onboard hangar accommodates small ships. So I think the hangar is an extra small pad. So whatever you can fit on an extra small pad, which are basically all the pads at no, I take that back. I was about to say all the pads on space stations are extra small. I don't think they are. I don't think they are, because you can fit a freaking Andromeda on the top, and that's definitely not extra small. But if you go to what's that military base called when we had the events and stuff happen? I can't remember the name of it. You guys know what I'm talking about when we have those Xenothreat events where we go in our forward operating base or whatever. When you go there, there's an extra small pad. There's a medium and a large pad, I believe, too. You can kind of get an understanding of what you can fit. So what I'm going to do later on, I'm going to take an Argo mold out there and see if I can sit it on a extra small pad. If that sucker fits in there, we might be good length and width wise, but I don't know if we're going to be good height wise. We'll have to find that out later on. Q&A is tomorrow. I wanted to wait until tomorrow to really talk about this, but I wanted to catch it now also while the IAE was still available. I just posted another video earlier today about the Banu Merchantmen CCU chain. I snagged a few of them, man. I snagged like 3 or 4 of those things for $325, $360, and $370. It's a good grab. It's a good grab. We all know the Banu Merchantmen's gonna jump up, but not to detract, and go over there. I want to stay on track to this. So the hangar bay can fit sabers. It's gonna probably be able to fit a prospector. Honestly, why they pulled a saber out of there makes absolutely no sense to me, outside of, we don't have any Misc ships that can be accommodated in here. The Reliant series, that would be awesome if the Reliant can fit in there. It might be able to. And if it can and they didn't use it, fucking idiots. I'm sorry, man. Idiots. That's all I'm going to say about that. Anyway, so nice hangar bay. Medical. Clap, fucking clap, fucking clap. Medical bay. Medical bays will be imperative. They will be so fucking important when the game goes live. Even now that medical is here, and you can break your neck going down a single flight of stairs. It's pretty important. I don't know how many times I've gone on a cargo trip in my Carrack, and I tripped on a flight of stairs and died. But I was able to resuscitate get back in my Carrack and, spawn back in my Carrack and keep on moving. That's beautiful. That's a lifesaver. Okay. So anyway, back to the Odyssey. It has a med bay, tier 2, same as the Carrack, same as the, Origin 890 jump. Great. There's still talks back and forth about if the, tier 2 beds will be able to sustain life, meaning even if you die in game, you'll be able to come back here. It is my understanding that, look, check it. We will be able to come back. We just won't be able to come back at the same quality as a tier 1 med bed. That's my general understanding as of right now. Everything is subject to change. We all know it. But my general understanding is this. If you die, you come back in a tier 1 bed, you will be at full power. Let's just call it that, full power. Okay? If you die and you come back in a tier 2 bed, you're going to be at 75-50% power. What that means is your shell is not going to be the best quality shell. It would deteriorate faster. Okay? So there's a big ass difference. Tier 3 beds, you can't come back. There's no coming back from that. That is only it's like an ambulance, period. So tier 2 beds might not be out of the game as far as sustainability. And for the people that say tier 2 beds shouldn't have that, it should just be Misc Endeavors and RSI Apollos. Bullshit. I disagree, and I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. There's still a drawback to having a tier 2 bed. I just said what that drawback is. You don't come back to full power. You come back to partial power. And I say power like a battery because it's hard to give an example with a shell, but you're going to come back, but you're not going to be the best quality shell. That's the easiest way for me to put that. Any explorer that's going to be out on a freaking drift absolutely needs something like this. Okay, you're going to be leagues, and I say leagues away from any hospital. I'm talking, you're going to be far. You're going to be very far. You more than likely would not make it back. So it makes every bit of sense to make tier 2 beds sustainable to that effect. Moving on. It has a tier 2 bed. It looks awesome. It looks great. I like it. I'm all about it. Okay. This right here. Now this gets me. It looks like they're mining somewhere out in space, kind of, because look at the rocks floating and whatnot. So you got a prospector with this little, MH1 head. This has an MH2. MH2, excuse me, is the same size as the Argo Mole right now. Okay, I want to get this out I want to knock this out right now because I'm hearing a lot of ignorance from, I don't know, man, just big name YouTubers that really don't seem to understand they're comparing it to the damn Orion. And I'm not going to name any names because that shit doesn't matter. This is not a freaking Orion. It's not going to do what an Orion can do to the extent of what it can do. Okay, it's going to do it to a fraction of that. The Orion, the entire front portion of the damn Orion is a laser head, people. Okay, it is a laser head. It does have the what is it called? Not the tractor beam, but how you pull up rocks and whatnot. It has that. It has all of that. This is an MH2. It's pulling up. It looks like it's pulling up rock. I'm not sure how on this big ass thing. It's not cracked, but anyway, glitz glamour pictures. I have no fucking idea what this is. The best that I can say is it is possibly a consumable. That's really all I know. I've never seen this. I had to talk with a few guys in my work the other day, and we could not get an understanding. We couldn't put this. We couldn't come up with anything. I have no fucking idea what this is right here. So to be determined. To be determined. It does have a mining head. How that mining head works, I am not sure yet, but it looks like you can see 1, 2, maybe 2 seats or so right here. That's pretty cool if that's what that is. This looks like it juts out to the left, so it doesn't look like somebody's sitting there. Instead, it looks like where you would put your consumables or, components or whatever, and they work for you on that side and maybe the other. This is great. This is great. Like I said earlier from the beginning of this video, I am a adventurer first, an explorer first, but I am a fucking rock hopper next. I am a miner next. I love mining. It's peaceful. It's relaxing. I love that shit. Okay. I enjoy my fair share of combat as well, but mining, that's my jam. So, let's go ahead and get the spoiler out the way. Yes, I'm going to bag. I already bagged it. Matter of fact, I bagged, one directly in my pack and another as a CCU chain. I love this ship. I love this ship. I'm standing by to standby. Tomorrow is the big day to tell where this is going to be. But this is a formidable ship. And contrary to what a lot of people call it, it's the Carrack killer. The Carrack, yeah, the Odyssey, Misc Odyssey, it's at the top of the food chain. No. They synergize exceptionally well. Exceptionally well. Okay? The Carrack goes out. It finds possible areas, whatnot. And then you come back or bring a guy out with this and they go and get it. I say that because I'm hoping, this is Theorycraft right here. I'm hoping that this ship allows for some serious mining for profit, not just mining to refuel. Because if they tell me tomorrow that it just mines to refuel, that's going to be a big, swift kick in the fucking nuts. It is. It is. It really is. Now, will I still like the ship? Yes. Let's see what the other capabilities will be. But if they say that, yes, you would not be able to mine for profit, what the fuck? That's all I can say. What the fuck? So let's stand by for that. It has a mining arm and a tractor beam attached to it. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. I love that. I love that a lot. Okay, you got your refinery here, onboard refinery. It's still TBD on if it's going to be able to refine other ore. I'm hoping that it can refine other ore minerals or whatever, but we'll see. Right here, it just says the Odyssey is hard pressed to run out of fuel. Even in the deepest corners of untamed space, Thanks to its fully integrated refinery, gas captured by the ship's intake is automatically converted to hydrogen fuel, while mined quantanium is refined into quantanium fuel. Extend your expeditions indefinitely. Okay, I did not know that this thing had a fuel scoop on it. That just made the Misc Odyssey even better. I was under the impression that it was just quantanium fuel that you had to pick up from rocks. But this thing has a fuel scoop, just like the Banu Merchantman, and just like a lot of the other Origin ships. That's amazing, people. That is absolutely amazing. I'm all about this shit, man. I'm all about this. It's it's beastly. It's beastly. It's absolutely beastly. Is it at the top of the food chain for exploration? That's to be determined. I'm not going to say so. For right now, I still consider the Carrack. And I'm going to show you guys why in a second. Now, I'm not, I'm not the top, the best of the best in exploration or whatever, but I'm just looking at it from my lens, from what I'm seeing. So you got your mining system, your medical facility. I like where they put the medical facility. I hope we can see pictures on it later on. This thing looks like it has a few decks. 3 decks. It has 3 decks. How many does the Carrack have? 1, 2, 3, 2. I think it has 3 as well. Yeah, I think it has 3. So anyway, we're going to look at the components real fast. It's not the most important part to me, but we're going to check it out. So in comparison, this is the Carrack. Okay. This is the Carrack. It has 2 large radars. I believe the Odyssey has 1. It has 1 large radar. But the Odyssey has 4 medium computers. The Carrack only has, 3 medium computers. So the Odyssey has 1 more medium computer. Power plant. This is where the Odyssey takes it takes all the chips on the board, everything. Capital, all across the board. Big beefy shit, right? The Carrack is large, but it has 2 large coolers and 2 large shield generators. I'm not saying it will, but it might. This might be subject to change. This entire ship might be subject to change. The reason I say that is because if you guys know, back in the day, the Carrack was in fact headed towards that extra large / sub capital ship direction. But then they shrunk it back down, but they kept the price the way it was. And yeah, that's a shot at CIG, but hey, I love them, and whatever they have to do, to handle business, so be it. But yeah, that was a little bit of a kick in the nuts. They made the Carrack large, beefier than what it is now, and they upped the price, but then they shrunk it back down and they left the price the way it was. That isn't, I don't consider that good business practice, but I'm sure they had the reasons. And those reasons are, look, you get it in the details that everything's subject to change. Disclaimer, highlighted right there. That's for the guys that bitch about changes like I just did and forget that there's always the disclaimer. So anyway, fuel intakes, too large down across the board. Fuel intakes too large. So the Carrack carries more fuel than the Odyssey. It carries more fuel. Weapons, 3 size 5s. I really don't care about this. I mean, it's good. I like it, but I'm not using this to fight. I would never use this ship to fight. I'm using this damn thing to make money. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Make money. Main thrusters and all that jazz is still to be determined. The Carrack, same thing. Quantum fuel tanks. It has 2 large. How many does the Odyssey have? Quantum fuel tanks to be determined. Nothing here. With these being capital, there's a high chance that this Odyssey might end up just completely being a capital ship. There's a very high chance of that. And if that happens, expect the price to go up. Expect it to go up. I'm telling you now. So if you haven't grabbed one and you're against the rope, you better CCU from somewhere and don't lock it and don't apply it. Just leave it unapplied right there in your hangar and you'll be good to go. So my take on the ship, I love it. Like I said, I do own it. I am a miner and I am an adventurer. It fits perfectly, but I can't let go. I cannot part ways with the Anvil Carrack. I absolutely love this beautiful thing, man. I love this ship. And let's look at that. Now that's a the hangar The hanger, man, it must be massive. If you look at this, now I know that's a little bit bigger. What is that thing called? The what? Anyway, we know what it is. Dude, it's I lost. Okay, there we go. So they're almost the same size, almost. The hanger bay, I believe, is a tad bit longer on, yeah, it's a bit bigger on the Odyssey. Two awesome ships, people. Two awesome ships, two beautiful ships in their own right. If I want to go on a expedition to see plants and animals and find new worlds, look, I'm still taking the Carrack. I don't care what anybody says. This is just my personal opinion. I'm taking the Carrack. Okay? In my eyes, the Misc Odyssey does not beat it for that. Okay? I don't even see what type of antennas this thing, the Odyssey has. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything as far as radar. Yeah, it has one large, right? So I'm still taking the Carrack because look, I'm gonna tell you just like this, and this is the best analogy I can give. I would rather have somebody that knows exactly where they're going and needs time to rest, aka refuel, to get there, right? And the Carrack still has a lot of fuel. You guys know this already. I would rather have somebody that knows exactly where they're going than to have somebody that is blindfolded and can't see out that far to triangulate and plot a course as well, as far as exploration, okay? That's why I say they synergize. If I'm taking the Carrack out and I see a nice rock formation, I scan it and it's a shit ton of Quantanium, look, I'm pretty sure CIG is going to be smart enough for us to lay down trackers to be able to come back to a position. I'm coming back with this. I'm coming back with the Odyssey, baby. I'm coming back with it. And I'm picking up all of that Quantanium. And if they make it the way I'm hoping they make it, I'm selling it. It's money, okay? It's awesome. That's the way I see it. Now, we can get into the nitty-gritty details of what the Carrack does. We already know it. We know it has onboard repair. We know it has drones. We know it has med bay. We know it has exceptionally well antennas. We know it has a I want to say a charter room, but it's more of a what do they call it? Cartography deck. We know it has a cartography deck. We know it has heavy armor, high tensile armor. We know it has port and starboard protection, top and bottom. It's covered. Okay, it is covered well. It's covered in that aspect. So we know it has all of these things. We don't know what the Odyssey has outside of a refinery, infinite jumping, as long as you can get your hands on some Quantanium, heavy ass capital ship shields, which is definitely a plus, and some really nice firepower, though it doesn't cover 360. Okay? So again, before you jump and you dash your Carrack and blow that thing out the water to get this, think twice. Think twice about it. Don't apply it. Hold it, or do what I did and get both. Okay? Hold what you got and wait a second. I have this applied for a discount, and I have it upgraded towards the what is it called, the RSI Polaris, just in case this falls through the floor. I highly doubt a ship of this caliber will, especially at its price. But I want to tell you guys a little snippet before we end this, and hopefully I don't go on a rant here. I anticipate the Carrack going up. I'm gonna say that right here and now. It's something I didn't even mention when we were talking about what the Carrack has. Yo, do not forget the modularity. Don't forget the underbelly. The underbelly has what? 1, 2, 3 modular sections. Okay? Modular sections. That's a lot. Modularity should not be slept on. You guys slept on the modularity of the Caterpillar and got the C2. I guarantee you that's going to be a mistake. Unless you just like hauling tanks and you like hauling just bulk stuff, or you like going in and out of atmosphere fast, you're gonna get that Caterpillar again, I assure you. Okay, and if you didn't have it in buybacks, you will be paying the difference. Okay, so look, they slept on the Caterpillar and they got the C2. Don't sleep on the Carrack, brush over it and get the Odyssey and throw this away, because I'm telling you right now, they are not done with adjusting the price of the Anvil Carrack. it will go up. And if I'm sniffing it out the way I think I am, the Odyssey is at 700 right now. It's going to probably jump to 750. This Carrack is at 600 right now. I would not be surprised if it jumps further. 700, 725. Okay? I'm telling you now, when that modularity hits, ships with modularity will get hit with the highest price hikes. I'm telling you now. Ships with modularity and ships with heavy armor. The Carrack has both. The Carrack has both. So while if you're on the ropes and you're not sure, look, I suggest you hold what you got. I suggest you hold what you got and wait. Because, dude, this ship, this Carrack, I love it, man. I absolutely love it. This is the ship that I take if I want to go where nobody has ever gone before. Okay? Yes, I can take the Odyssey, and I probably will too. But I'm not doing, and I don't even think we will be able to do what you can do in the Carrack in the Odyssey. I just don't think we will be able to do that. All right? It's one thing to compete. It's another thing to step on shoes. And there's a fine line between competing and stepping on shoes. Sometimes you have to step on shoes to compete, right? So I'm going to put my foot in my mouth there, but that's just the truth. Sometimes you have to step on shoes to compete. I don't mind the Odyssey getting a lot of the things that the Carrack has. That's fine with me, okay? But the Carrack was a military recon vessel. It was a 19 Delta. For people that don't understand, that's Cav Scout, okay? That's a Cav Scout for Army. That's Army lingo. It is a 19 Delta. That's what the Carrack is. That's what it was before it was an explorer ship, civilian ship. It was a freaking recon vessel. Used to go way out, recon, and come back, just like 19 Deltas. Okay? Just like 19 Deltas. So, don't forget that. The UEE doesn't create shit ships. And what I mean by that is, if they make it, it's about its shit. It's on top of its shit. Okay? It's on top of its shit. So, with that, guys, if you have it, get both. If you don't, hold your unapplied CCU. That's the best thing that I can say for people on the ropes here. I love both of these ships, and like I said, I'm getting them both. And we'll see what happens after that. This has been Galactic Jack, and I will see you all in the verse. Peace.